Hello my scrappy friends, and a big welcome to my YouTube channel. Today it is Melinda Sweetman here with you for Traci Reed Designs, and today it is Ways to Work It Wednesday using Traci Reed Design products in our memory planners and those kinds of things. So what I am working on here, this is Photoshop Elements. I'm going to preface this whole video with I do not know how to use this in any other program. Everything that I have learned has pretty much been self-taught. I've kind of winged it. I only know Photoshop Elements. If you know some tricks and tips that might make my life easier, please do share. If you are just starting out in Photoshop Elements, I'm happy to share what I know. So I have created this template for myself. It is based on A4 paper, so I'm going to also give that straight away. I always, this is A4. I'm in Australia, so our default size is A4. It's much easier and cheaper for me to get my hands on A4 paper, so that is why that choice. What I have got here is a whole bunch of journal cards, pattern card. No, I don't have any pattern cards, but I think they're all journal cards from the Traci Reed Designs Smitten collection. And you can see what I'm doing. I am going in and I'm dragging the card that I want to use over one of the boxes that I've got on my template. I'm going to flick back to that in just a second. So this is just the way that I open them. You can see that's now open in Photoshop. I think I'm going to grab another one. I can't remember. So I've got all the cards. No, I'm just going back through and checking if there's any others that I want to include, because I know I've got all of those open spaces where I can print things. So now I've got all of these open. I am working in a MAMBI Big Happy Planner. So these boxes are sized exactly, well, not exactly to that size. The pink boxes up the top are a double for 2 boxes across and 1 high. The grey boxes, there's 2 rows of those. They are just the standard vertical boxes. And then the aqua boxes are half size box. I find that those sizes work really well for me. You can see on my right hand side I've got all of those different layers as well. Some are turned on, some are turned off. I do have behind the pink layers some so just the single size box. I think there's some half size boxes back there as well, but I just turn the layers on and off as I need to use them, and work like that. I hope this is all making sense to you. If you are a Photoshop user, you'll understand. If not, I hope that this is making sense. If you do have questions, drop them below. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up the card with where I think it's going to work best, because the ratio, like these cards are 3x4 cards, and that is not the ratio of the boxes in the memory planner. So I have to just play with them a little bit. So when I've got a design that's in the center like this one here, I right click and create a clipping mask which clips the 3x4 card to my template below, and you can see that what's outside of that template disappears to the background, and then I can see exactly where I'm lining that box up so that I get exactly the right size and like the parts of the pattern that I want to keep. So I'm just going to keep doing that and filling these boxes. It's a pretty simple process, and it's the same thing again and again. So I'm just going to let that play in the background. So you can see here I've got a 4x6 card. Obviously the dimensions are a bit off. You can see I'm just resizing that. Right click, create clipping mask, and you can see that that has now clipped that card to that box. And you can see that I'm losing some of that text, so that sentence doesn't make a great deal of sense. Because I'm somewhat pre-planning this, in that I know exactly which part of the card I'm going to get, I know straight away that I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to find something when I put these pages together to cover up that sentence that no longer makes any sense because it is not a complete sentence. So I'm moving on to my next box here, and I realized that I don't have another 4x6 card that I wanted to print, or another 4x6 pattern card or journal card. So I am going to turn off. Oh no, I'm going to go back down to my single boxes here. So this is another one of the journal cards. You can see I've dragged over the top of the box. I've created a clipping mask, and then I'll just resize it. Pretty simple. Tick once I'm happy with it. And then move on to the next one. So if you select the box that you want it to go to, and then drag and drop over the top of that, it will drop onto that particular layer, which makes it really easy. So you can see here I'm just having a look at my layers. I'm like, right, I'm going to start turning things off. So I've turned that top double box off, and then I'm just looking for the layers that are below that to turn those on. So you can see now I've got those two single boxes up the top there. So far I've got my February card. It's not a challenge so much, but I really love how Traci's doing these monthly cards. And so I thought that I would incorporate at least the first week of each month with whichever collection Traci has released for that month, so that I can incorporate those cards, which I thought was a super fun idea for me and a good way of getting me to think outside of the box a little bit. So far, I've been able to resize them so they fit perfectly in that box. I don't lose anything, and it works really well. And it's a whole box filled. Some weeks that is really handy because there's not a lot happening, or I forgot to take photos, or things are so busy and I just haven't thought to take photos. Sometimes I just want to make it look pretty because I've had a really rough week and I want to hide my journaling. So yeah, having these kinds of filler cards is super fun as well. You can see here that I have got a couple of cards that are just pattern paper. So that stripe there, I can either use that pattern paper and stick that just straight to my to the page in my memory planner and leave it blank, or I can then go in and add embellishment to the top of it. Depends what I feel like doing at the time, I guess. Which is one of the reasons why I don't go into too much planning at this stage. I will pick out the cards that I know that I want to use, or cards that I feel are versatile. So that pink grid with the floral, I know that I generally always have a lot to write. So a grid paper is always a good choice for me. And I also know that floral, it's pretty. I love having florals in my planner, so it's going to work. That Adore This card, that one has actually got a border all the way around the edge, but because the dimensions are off, you can see I've resized that so that Adore This takes up like 2/3 of the bottom half. So I can either use that exactly as it is, or I can cut that one in half and I still get the part of that card that I really wanted to use. I do end up cutting that one in half. So then I've got that diagonal stripe, which is just another pattern that I can use. Same with the wood grain with the heart. Basically, I just go in, I pick the cards and the patterns that I really like, and go from there. I do sometimes make sure that I include extra patterns that I can write on or that I can embellish on. So like this one here is a really good one. I could use that for either. And yeah, so I'm just dragging it onto whichever box it's going to go on top of, right click, create clipping mask, and then I can resize it, reposition it. So you can see that one with the oval, I've repositioned it so that two of the sides of the oval are cut off, so that when I use it, I know straight away that it's going to sit okay in my planner and not look terribly weird. This floral is another really versatile one. Well, it's really versatile for me in my planner. Again, I love florals, and Traci does amazing florals. So I'm pretty sure I end up printing 2 of this. So you can see I'm just filling this sheet up. Once it is done, I am going to send it to print through my printer. Really quickly, this is printed on Canon paper. It is A4. It is high resolution paper. It is, if you are interested and you want the A4, the code on it is HR-101N for Nelly. It's 106 grams, so it's lighter than cardstock. It's thicker and smoother than regular printer paper. It's really quite nice paper, actually. And that is what I generally use in my planner because it is that lower weight. It takes up less bulk. And so when I print these, I print at the highest quality, so like photo quality, and that way I get beautiful results every single time. So I'm just filling this last box here. I'm not sure which card. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go the floral. So this is almost done. I'm just going to drop that one in, resize it, tick the box, right click, create clipping mask, and then I'm going to zoom back out, I think. Let me see. Yep, so that is the page finished. Here I am going to send that to my printer. Next up, you're going to see a photo of this sheet ready to print. Then there's going to be a photo of all of these cards stuck to the pages without any extra embellishment on. And then there's another video after this that I go through and show you exactly what I've done in my pages. So if you do have any questions, please make sure you drop them below for me. I will do my best to answer them. If you have any tips or advice on using Photoshop, please feel free to share. I hope you've enjoyed this. Oh, I've also included the blank Photoshop template if you are interested in that. I'll make sure I link everything in the box below. It'll probably be on Traci's blog as well. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. As always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your scrappy time with me, and I will see you in my next process video. Okay guys, so here is my finished spread for my memory planner using Traci Reed Design products in my memory planner. I went from the A4 sheet that I printed and then I cut all my bits out. There was a photo just a second ago of all of the pieces that I had printed stuck down before I got all of the extra stuff on. So I'll just quickly on this side, obviously you can see I've added in my journaling, I've added in a little bit of stamping, and along here some alphabet stickers. I actually coloured those dark brown with one of my Copics because they were not the right colour, and now I've added in some little alphabet stickers as well. I love that with these month cards I can resize them and they fit perfectly in one of these boxes. And then I've used, so these are from this, and this, and my label are all from the stickers, and then this arrow is from the embellishments. I've just used a couple of stamps on here. These were the cards I stuck down. This is actually really dark brown ink, not black. And then I've got a couple more little stamps here, year 8 and year 5. It's the boys' first day back at school. And then on the right hand side, these are from the stickers as well. So a label and a floral. This is the offcut from here. This is a Chamel stamp set. These are from the stickers. So are these guys. Stickers. This is one of the papers that I printed out. This is one of the journal cards that I resized. This is from the stickers. So are the florals here, and so are these couple of pieces. This wood grain piece in the back here is actually from one of the 4x6 cards. I felt like with the wood grain over here, I wanted to bring a little bit over here. I love with most of Traci's collections, number one, you can print them as many times as you want. Number two, you can print them whatever size you like. they're two of my most favorite things about it. So, I mean, you can see here how I've used them on a completely different scale to what they were originally created as. And I also love that so many of Traci's products are so versatile. Yes, this is a lovey-dovey collection, and yes, I have actually used it in February. I have set myself the challenge of using each of the month cards in my memory planner for at least the first week of that month. I hope that makes sense. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to embrace it. And a lot of this is not based around me and you, I love you, kissy kissy, smoochy smoochy, like, oh how I love you. I've got a tiny little sprout of a little plant here. I'm not a plant. I cannot grow plants, and I grew a plant. You know, all you need is love. I think that's a pretty good saying for life, right? Life is so sweet. So I've managed to use a lot of these bits and pieces in less Valentine's lovey-dovey, kissy-kissy, smoochy-smoochy ways. So that is a quick look at that. I hope that you've enjoyed my little share today. Make sure you grab the freebie as well. I will, I'm not exactly sure how it will be available, but I'll make sure that you have all of the information that you need. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the box below. I really do hope that you've enjoyed this today, something a little bit different for me. But I really do love using the Traci Reed Design products in my memory planners. I just find them so versatile. It's actually what got me started with Traci's products in the first place. I found that they were a great match for the memory planning. So as always, thank you so much for choosing to stop by my channel today. I hope you've learned something. I have been thinking as well, if you're interested, leave me a comment, let me know. Would you like to know the papers that I print on? Predominantly the papers that I print on for my Traci Reed prints, so my digital collections that I print, but I also quickly going to my photo printing as well. If you want to know, leave me a comment and I can get onto that video for you. Otherwise, have a fantastic scrappy day, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.